Hey guys, it's Shadowswarm. It's been a while, and this time I've got the new free week champion rotation for week 7 of the 2014 season for League of Legends. We've got Morgana, Nunu, Veigar, and many more. Let's jump into things, shall we? So, well, again, we're just going to go down the list. We've got Kog'Maw, Lux, Morgana, Nunu. Actually, I'll go by this picture up here. Morgana, Nunu, Veigar, Kog'Maw, Lux, Renekton, Vayne, Volibear, Sejuani, and Thresh. So, since they have it in this nice long list, we're going to go like that. So, Kog'Maw, he's an attack damage-based champion. You'll see him primarily in the bottom lane. Being built mostly attack damage, so you'll see items like Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, and Blade of the Rune King on Kog'Maw. He does scale decently with ability power, and he can be played in the middle lane, but I recommend building him as attack damage and going in the bot lane with a support champion, just because that's the main focus of Kog'Maw. He is rather squishy, but he does have a nice way of slowing people down with a Void Ooze line. It's very, very nice. His ultimate has a very long cast range and does immense amounts of damage to champions. It also reveals any champion hit by it, and it even if you hit a stealth champion or somebody that's in the brush, it'll reveal them for about 2 to 3 seconds, allowing you to continue to barrage them with your ultimate. So that's always good. He does have a rather low attack range, like base attack range, but it can be improved with his W for a short duration, and that also allows him to do a percentage of a champion's health or minion's health as extra damage. So that's why I say build him build him attack damage and get, you know, Infinity Edge, stuff like that, and maybe an attack speed item such as a Phantom Dancer. But again, primarily in the bot lane, and his passive allows him to maybe secure a kill even after he dies. He does an explosion after he dies. A few seconds afterwards, he respawns for a few seconds after he dies, and he can't attack or anything else, but if he moves close enough to a champion within, I think it's like 3 or 4 seconds of his death, he explodes regardless of if he's close to anything or not, and if he's close to anything, they take damage. So that's always good. And it's a set amount of damage that they take, and it's reduced by armor. So, be wary of that, but he's still good overall. Next we have Lux, who's played primarily in the middle lane as the AP champion. So you'll be seeing items such as, you know, Rabadon's Death Cap, Zanya's Hourglass, and even stuff like, I want to say Landry's Torment on her is good as well as Nathane's Unholy Grail, or you can go for Rod of Ages. That being said, she can be played support, getting pretty much the same items and go down the bottom lane, supporting, you know, the attack damage champion. But overall, she's pretty good. Her ultimate, it's nice. It's a line attack, pretty much. It's a skill shot, but it's got a very short range, but a very, very short cooldown. I think once you hit level 3 with that ultimate, or the ultimate hits level 3, you can spam it like once every 30 seconds or something like that without cooldown reduction. So it's very, very good. That being said, her shield scales with AP, all of her stuff scales with AP, so ability power is the way to go on her. Next we have Morgana, who, just like Lux, played in the mid lane, but can be support if need be. You know, she's got a nice spell shield that actually absorbs damage for a short duration, and the amount it absorbs, or it has a base amount that it absorbs, and then the amount it absorbs is increased by a percentage of your ability power. So that's always good. And it absorbs a magical damage, not physical, whereas Lux it's both. So it also makes you immune to stuff like slows and snares. Morgana's, that is. Morgana, she's more focused on the ability power than she is with anything else, just like Lux, but Morgana a little more so because her ultimate relies on you staying close to enemies, so you want to get a little bit of movement speed in there as well, aside from just your boots. So, stuff like a Twin Shadows, I believe it is, that gives you like 5% extra movement speed, that's good on Morgana. Just because you want that extra movement speed so that your ultimate can do what it's supposed to do. On that, very basic, very standard, hey, look, you've got a skill shot, you've got, you know, a big AoE on the floor, and you've got a bubble that you can put on you or an ally. Okay? Okay. Also, all of Lux's abilities are pretty much skill shots. Her root, her slow is kind of a skill shot in a way. Her shield, it's a skill shot, and her ultimate's a skill shot. However, her shield, it goes forward and then it comes back, and you can actually shield people twice, but the shield does not stack. So just be wary of that. Next we've got Nunu, who's very good in the top lane to just be, you know, bruiser. He's very good in the jungle to jungle, and he's good as a support. So he's one of those 3-tier champions who can do multitude of different things. Nunu, if he's built in the jungle, I very rarely see this happen, but you do get AP items and health items, so you'd be getting stuff along the lines of a Rod of Ages, well, not a Crystal Scepter, but a Rod of Ages definitely, and maybe a Zanya's Hourglass. And that's as far as I'm aware. Again, I very rarely see Nunu played in the jungle or top, so I can't really speak to those aspects of him. In the support side, you'll be seeing him bottom, obviously, with the attack damage, the ranged ADC, as it's called, and his basic rotations Bloodlust, or Blood Boil the ADC, so they get an increased attack speed and movement speed, as well as you also get a portion of it too. So that's good. Overall, I would recommend him as support and not any other lane, because support, it's more, you have those strict items that you're going to build, and Nunu, you can actually build an AP support and get away with it, because you have high health per level. You get a lot of health per level, you get good armor value and good magic resist per level, but you still want a good mix of both, and your abilities scale with AP, so that's always good. And your ultimates are it scales ridiculously good with AP, to where 100 AP is almost all you need on Nunu, and his ultimate's just devastating. But then again, that allows you, or that requires you to not be stunned, slowed, anything like that to interrupt your ultimate. Okay, moving on. Renekton. He's top lane champion. He'll mostly be played in the top, maybe in the middle if people just want to go for the lulls. Other than that, you'll be seeing items such as a Black Cleaver. You might be seeing stuff like Warmogs and Randuin's Omen on Renekton. He's very high health, high survivability, low on the damage output. He'll do enough damage just on his abilities alone, but you don't want to get crate and stuff like that on Renekton. It's more health, damage, armor, and magic resist for Renekton. And, again, a Sunfire Cape doesn't go amiss on Renekton either, just because, hey, he's tanky that way. Next we got Sejuani, who's played primarily in the jungle. I very rarely see her played any other lane. You'll be seeing items such as, again, the Sunfire Cape, Randuin's Omen, pretty tanky items on Sejuani, with a slight mix of ability power mixed in. So maybe an item such as Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, that would be pretty decent on Sejuani. I wouldn't recommend just full-blown going for it, but it's rather decent on her. And that's really about it. You don't want to go too far into ability power. You want to go more for health, magic resistant armor, because you're just meant to be the beef. You're not there to do the damage. If you do damage, great. If not, you at least took hits. That's your primary role as Sejuani. Next, we got Thresh, who's an amazing support in my opinion. He's banned just about every ranked game I play, so that tells you something. I'm silver 3 or 2, I think. It's been a while since I played League, but yeah, so Thresh will be getting basic support items on him. You'll be seeing him down in the bottom lane. He is rather difficult to play based, solely on his hook mechanic, his Q. I mean, his other skills don't really require a whole amount of skill, but his Hook is the biggest skill shot and most annoying skill shot in the game, in my opinion, because not only if he hooks you can you not move away from him, but he can drag you, like he can drag himself to you, and then with his E, he can knock you away from your allies and towards his teammates. So that's very, it's a very stupid, ridiculous combo that Thresh has. And then when you pop his ultimate, it's just even worse because that's a big zoning mechanic, and if you move through his ultimate, if you move through a wall of his ultimate, it slows you down and does massive damage. That being said, some ability power on Thresh does not go amiss, such as nothing needs on Holy Grail is pretty much all you need because of your passive. The passive you have, for every so often you'll see little souls on the floor that are green or red, I believe, depending. Yeah, they're green mostly. And if you pick a soul up, you get 0.75 AP and 0.75 armor, and it scales indefinitely. So if you have 100 of, if you have 100 souls, that's 75 armor and 75 ability power, which makes you a beast. So you pretty much only have to build for magic resist and, support items. Australia's Reverie doesn't go amiss. What else? I would almost recommend a Crystal Scepter just because, but other than that, it's pretty standard support items, the sight wards, all of that stuff. And again, primarily bottom lane. Next we've got Vayne, who's one of the hardest carrying ADCs in the game. By that I mean she can take down just about anybody and everybody on her own, but she needs her allies to, to actually be there to protect and to peel for her. So, pretty high damage. You want to get stuff like Blade of the Rune King, Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, all of the standard attack damage items on Vayne, and Phantom Dancers definitely do not go amiss because of your passive Silver Bolt. That being said, Vayne is very, very, very squishy. And I mean very squishy to where she dies in about 4 or 5 hits most of the time, so she needs that defensive capability of her allies to protect her. And you'll be seeing her mostly in the bottom lane. Next we got Veigar, who's one of my favorite middle champions. That being said, he is AP based, and if he's going up against any sort of ability powered champion, he will wreck them due to his ultimate. His ultimate takes percentage of his ability power and percentage of his enemy's ability power and does damage to them based upon that, plus a set amount of base damage. I believe it's like 10, 20, 30% of their ability power depending on the level of your ultimate. And it just scales really quickly. Your Q, every time you get a kill with, or on a champion with anything, or you kill something with your Q, you get extra ability power, and that scales indefinitely as well. And it's rather good. So I've just gotten ridiculous amounts of ability power with Veigar, and I recommend him, just going straight mid, building ability power, not really worrying about matter gen, anything else, getting, your Rabadon's Death Cap, Zanya's Hourglass, Landry's Torment, what else? Crystal Scepter, all things that add ability power. Void Staff, maybe, or Abyssal Scepter, all those are very, very good for Veigar. That being said, he is rather squishy, that's why you kind of want that Zanya's Hourglass as well. And last but not least, we have Volibear, who can be played in the top or in the jungle, and regardless of what lane he's being played as, whether jungle or top, you're going to be building pretty high health, armor, and magic resist with some attack damage mixed in. Not saying go full-blown attack damage, but a Maw of Malmortius is all you really need on Volibear. And, again, that Sunfire Cape, Warmog's armor, stuff like that. And you're pretty much golden on Volibear. You're there to, again, take the hits and maybe dish some damage back out. But, hey guys, that's it. We got this done in no time at all. And I hope to be putting out more videos soon. My name has been Shadowswell. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe down below. Like the video, all of that stuff. Follow me on Twitter, find out when I upload videos. And as always, I will talk to you all next time. See ya!